What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate your first rants. No hate. So, ARIES versus Berlanga. I don't know, I saw videos, or comments rather, certain videos, and fight hype seconds out, where people were saying that they were shocked. And I don't understand the shock personally. Apparently YouTube has I don't know where this bullshit comes from, but you can, I don't know if this is some new rule. All of a sudden you have a certain amount of daily uploads and then you can't like some goofy shit. I don't know. So anyway, I scrapped those videos because they happened before the fight happened. And basically, okay, and this particular video, I make mentions of, I think Sheeraz will outbox or maybe even stop Berlanga. There were people saying he's too skinny, he don't hit hard enough, and I'm like, are you stupid, man? Like, he don't hit hard enough. What fights have you been watching, right? So, anyways, Sheeraz is a better fighter, all around better skills. He keeps it basic, but even reflexes, his punch selections, his timing, his patience is better. He's just better than Berlanga. And the difference with Berlanga and Sheeraz too is this: Sheeraz can outbox Berlanga, and he can knock Berlanga out. Berlanga can't outbox Sheeraz, so he has to get the knockout, but he has to do it strategically. So the other thing that people had, and I know why people are saying they're shocked. Oh, but he went there and went the distance with Canelo. And people say automatically, oh, he's going to take the experience from this fight. How do you know that? Because for example, even when people are going, yo, you can see that, he's already better from the Canelo fight, but he gets knocked out. Now, do you think that Sheeraz will beat Canelo because he knocked out Berlanga and Canelo couldn't? Most people would say no. Whether it's out of bias or just out of ignorance of not wanting to, like, not seeing things for what it is. We don't know that would happen, but we know that, look, Berlanga got beat by basic shit. Canelo got beat by Bevel by basic shit. And that rematch never happened, so we know why. So it's not about, let's predict who will win. So the fight needs to happen or don't need to happen based on what the majority believe. Who cares? Who you believe will win? What Sheeraz did was fought a guy and knocked him out when Canelo couldn't. That doesn't mean he beats Canelo, but he might very well be able to beat Canelo. So we don't want to see favoritism coming from Turkey towards Sheeraz, any other fighter. We from the same country, or he looks just like my Uncle Toot or some bullshit. We want to see people earn their spot. So Sheeraz, in my opinion, should stay busy. Because he just fought, it's July now. Okay, so Canelo and Crawford fight in September. This is what a lot of people do. When they get a win under their belt that everybody's talking about, they'll try to hold on to that win, do a bunch of interviews, and then start calling names and then waiting before you know it. It's like, why? All you're doing is hurting yourself. The way I see it, Caleb Plant just lost his last fight. He went in there and he didn't go the distance, but he went in there and had a good showing until he got knocked out by Canelo, right? And he's been there with Benavidez, he's been there with Darrell. So, did his experience in fighting these tougher guys help him beat his last opponent? Nope. So you can't go by that bullshit all the time. Oh, he fought this guy, he went the distance with that guy. So what? That was then. This is now. And the way I see it, right? Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo were supposed to fight, but they both had to win their fight. Same deal with Anthony Joshua and Wilder, what they win. They both had to win their fight for them to fight. Jamal Charlo was coming off of a win after a long layoff. I say, shit, if I'm in Sheeraz's corner, I'm like, hey, man, give me Jamal Charlo. Now, unless you're scared to lose, unless a fighter's scared, man, that's a tough fight, I might lose, then I could blow that Canelo fight. Listen, bro, let me tell you something. Contrary to biased belief of Canelo fans, if Canelo see you as a real threat, Canelo's not going to pick you. And believe me, fighters will underestimate guys at times, but there's times too where they'll sit back and look and say, nah, I don't want to fight that motherfucker. Yeah, let me skip him. And especially when you're not in the driver's seat to say shit. And if Benavidez couldn't get the fight, there's nothing that you can say, okay, to get a Canelo fight other than kissing his ass, and he has to feel like, I can beat this guy. Crawford coming up from smaller weight classes, he's confident he can beat a much smaller Crawford. Okay, cool. We'll see how things go, you know, going forward from fight to fight. But like, I saw a thumbnail. I didn't watch the video, and I'm not going to. The thumbnail of a video says, Turki Al-Sheikh has, it says confirmed, Turki Al-Sheikh already planning Sheeraz versus Canelo Alvarez for next year. And I'm saying, well, that's complete bullshit. And while I'm not interested in that video, Canelo got a fight with Crawford coming up. Motherfucker, you didn't even beat Crawford yet. So that would mean they're clearly looking past Crawford, knowing that this is just going to be a big money fight, and pretty much they're expecting Canelo to win. That's what that would mean. How the fuck do you automatically, or did fucking Crawford say, win, lose, or draw, this is my last fight? Because I don't see how you would reward the loser of a fight with another big fight. But Sheeraz, because of the way he destroyed Berlanga and Canelo couldn't, yeah, that's going to make people go, oh, shit. So forget all the excuses about Canelo getting old. Yeah, he's still younger than what Floyd was, and Floyd whooped his ass, okay? He's about to be 35, 36 or whatever, right? Whatever his age is. But bottom line, yeah, he'll be 36. So regardless to that bullshit, you know, a fight is a fight. And Crawford's older than him. No different from people making excuses for Fury after losing to Usyk. Talk about, you know, Fury's older. Well, Usyk is older than Fury. Like, it's always some bullshit excuse. My focus isn't on what the idiots are going to say. My focus is on who is holding their own and who's looking solid in that ring. At the end of the day, man, you know, I'm not for the bullshit. I'm not here for the let's make excuses for this guy and that guy. No different. If Canelo beats the shit out of Crawford, we don't want to hear, oh, he was too small or he was too old. If Crawford beats the shit out of Canelo, we don't want to hear, oh, Canelo was too young. Again, yeah. Let that sink in. There's always some excuse. So, you know, for Sheeraz, stay busy, man. Stay busy. Don't let, and the thing is, after you just beat Berlanga, so you don't want to go fight another guy on a lower tier than Berlanga. Now you've made a statement because you fought a former Canelo opponent. But now it's like, yo, let me show you I'm a champion. Let me show you what I'm about. This is not don't let this be a Sebastian Fundora, Tim Tszyu situation where, you know, here, Sebastian Fundora, you know, we don't know what happened with Tim Tszyu. And he got cut and he beat him, and then Tim went out and lost, you know, the next fight he had, and Tim ain't been the same since. He ain't been, and I'm not saying like skill-wise he slipped. I'm saying he just, you know, that was due to a cut. I think if he doesn't get cut, we never know, and it doesn't matter now. But I think Tszyu wins that fight if it's not for him bleeding all in his eyes from, you know, early on all the way through. And Sebastian couldn't knock out a guy that had blood in his eyes. You understand what I'm saying? For a fight that, the whole fight, because the cut happened early in the fight. But yeah, don't let this be one of them situations where you get a win over a name that people was expecting Tim Tszyu to destroy Sebastian, right? So, but due to those circumstances, he didn't. Don't let this become a situation where you get a win over, because Berlanga's a prospect, man. I told you guys, he's still green. There's still mistakes he make that you can see. So all that throwing panties at Oscar De La Hoya and all the shit talking, that's not what wins you the fight. He's not fighting Oscar De La Hoya. So people are like this nigga, yo, I think he's going with all because of antics. Come on, man. That was the same thing with Riley versus Tank. All the antics and shit that Riley was talking and doing, and look what happened when they fought. So, you know, that people pick and choose fighters now based on bullshit. It's not even about the fighters anymore. It's about the bullshit that they do. So if I can out-talk you, I'm going to win because I said more shit than you. And then people make goofy-ass videos. Who won the face-off, man? Who fucking cares about who won the face-off? If somebody's showing something in their body language in the face-off, or, you know, things of that nature, man, they're confident, something just don't seem right. Yeah, people will talk about all that, whatever. It's still in it's whatever, man. It's your job to get it together. Go in that ring and fight. And that's what the focus is. Anyway, I feel like Sebastian Sheeraz should stay busy, and I think him and Jamal Charlo would be a good fight. And hey, why not? If you want to fight somebody, right, and you want to be considered amongst the top, then you got to beat the top. I think that's a good fight. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.